take a look at this game because it should be exciting, right?
Yeah, definitely looks good. Team Liquid with some very solid draft here, I would say. Very easy to execute. It's a god tier Nyx Assassin game. Look at Tanisha. This is why they brought him. This spray is going to sell out like mad. Even though they have another good spray, Zyj, one of my favorites. Looks cool. I expect this to see it quite often. It blocks the whole ramp on the mid lane. It's gigantic. They didn't kill this wolf. Nisha looking for potentially a ward here.
Oh. Nothing yet. No ward, and let's see. You've got Boxy and Zai over to the side. Odeker. Maybe looking to grab himself a bounty rune if he could sneak in here, and then, well, Jibe and Immersion are going to fight for this one. Odeker's actually going to fight Zai, throwing some right clicks in, pushing him off the bounty. Now Insania is down to that level 1 in the Star Storm, as it's looking to be 3-4 Liquid in terms of getting these bounty runes.
Good start for Liquid. So far, they've been undefeated in the DPC. They looked pretty crisp. Yeah, looking at Insania's nickname, he has Jesse. Or if you, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that correctly.
Jesse?
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't know if Jesse is a hard
no, because
name to pronounce.
It's Finnish. He's giving his, you know, he left the team, but give me a sec. My brain just stopped.
All right. Well, I'll work my own brain here as Zai to get some damage from Kadaro over bottom, actually getting pushed all the way back under tower, almost even dying. And another Fire Spirit lands onto the Dragon Knight, and ooh, 15 health. Close. Very, very close, as he's just got that level 1 in the Breathe Fire. So really does need that level 2. Start moving into the Dragon's Blood and get that extra health regen, but Kadaro on this Phoenix is really just putting the hurt on.
Zai does not have a point in Dragon's Blood, so he needs levels. We're going to see Boxy probably staying outside of that XP range to get him more levels. And I spoke about Nyx Assassin, the value that they get from this pick. You're playing into Darkseer, you're playing into Phoenix, so he's going to be setting things up relatively easy with the Carapace. Like, he's going to be afraid of Lycan Summons. You send it to Nyx Assassin, he can't really do much. And also Ricky's Cloud, that's the big one.
Were you surprised about that last pick of the Darkseer into the Nyx Assassin?
Yeah, I thought they're going to... It's into the Breach. They also have a bit of a different way how to play the game. The safe lane Lycan, it did work for them before. I'm not sure how much they're going to be able to get from this pick this time around.
Yeah, it seems very different to what we've been seeing picked up throughout the region. But can they make the Lycan work? They're going into that first item, Helmet of the Dominator, and that's pretty typical from what we've seen in Lycans in the past as well. Zai hits that level 2, he gets that Dragon's Blood, so now he's working with a little bit more regen here. Kadaro unable to really put the pressure on anymore the way he was just a moment ago.
It's definitely not a strong lane. This is not a killer lane on the bottom, but putting some pressure on Immersion on the top lane. Like, both supports, they need levels on side of Into the Breach. They can't really do much. They don't have a stun. A Nyx Assassin will cause a lot of issues for them, as said. And we've seen this quite often, where you play behind tier 1 tower as a carry on the top side. Oh, rotation from Boxy. Good shards from Nisha.
Yeah, Nisha's got the shards. Boxy's in. They've got the snowball. They'll get first blood. Nisha lock it down and take out Supreme. So that's where you want to start if you're a Liquid fan, and that's going to start big for Nisha on this Tusk.
Uh-oh. Oh, boy. Giving first blood to Nisha. That's not a good sign. Not how you want to start this game. Boxy has been on point with his rotations so far in the DPC. Like, he's been amazing. I don't think, like, in the past 6 months, I think Boxy has been, like, player that... look, he's been hit or miss sometimes, but he's been so stable, it's insane.
Yeah, so sometimes you have a little bit of inconsistencies, but he has been stable throughout.
It's something that Dota players do struggle with.
Songs happen, right? Boxy Just a little chase for Kadaro. By the way, I don't know if you saw it. Courier got taken out for Supreme as well. Had his boots on it. So it goes from bad to worse.
Oof. Tusk level, like you know you're gonna get that level 6 faster than the Storm Spirit, so another rotation. You might even go for the solo kill with the Walrus Punch. This top lane, Foxy, will get a deny, and he pinged out Kadaro. He just caught a glimpse of him, which means the Dragonite on the bottom is gonna be more than fine.
Mango's aplenty being eaten, back. And now they've got the Star Storm, but Mickey is taken out by Zibe on this Darkseer with the help of that Ricky, so they get something on the board.
You have this position 4 that can play with the Ion Shell. Usually it's like Earth Spirit, Clockwork, one of the best combos, not even Nyx Assassin. But when it comes down to Vac, you don't have the best combo. When it comes down to landing a stun, Jibe, relatively deep here. No arrow on Mirana.
Taking a lot of damage early. There's a leap surging, and Jibe will try to get out, but Mickey, he goes to the high ground, he TPs over. They're trying to get this kill onto the Darkseer, and a couple more right clicks. Mickey gets the Darkseer, gets revenge, and now the rotation from Nisha. He's over here to go for the Phoenix. Kadaro, low, can't get a neutral to deny him, doesn't look likely, and Nisha with another one on the board. So he is got one mid, come over bottom, gets another. The ball is already rolling, or, well, the snowball is already rolling.
He's about to crack level 6 because he left the lane. Supreme did manage to get level 6 there, so he's going to be able to dodge snowballs from Tusk. But good start from Nisha. Immediately after seeing that dive used by Phoenix, pings it out, and they go for a kill.
Yeah, easy to come over and get that done. Typical build from Zai there, and he's 2-1-2. Bottom lane. Or bottom area of the river. Snowball again. Kadaro, also picking up an Invis. Boxy's got it. Spike Carapace, right clicks in. Nisha doesn't have the Walrus Punch.
Boxy's like, yeah, I want to pretend I'm level 6. I'll play Nyx Assassin with Invis, steals that rune. I guess he was afraid that Phoenix will pick it up. Kadaro getting scouted. Back to full HP.
Yeah, so they're just going to stick with him. Show some vision. Not sure anybody's going to come to get a kill on that at all. Mickey losing his courier to this Ricky. Unfortunate, but this Ricky's been a thorn for sure. Really had to deal with him blinking in. Like you said, playing with the Ion Shells. So how can Liquid kind of mitigate what Ricky's been doing in that top lane? What do you think?
Nyx Assassin?
Yeah, no, how they're going to go and mitigate the damage coming in from Immersion when he's got that Ion Shell, when he's jumping in, continuing to be a nuisance up top.
They have a smoke screen now. As long as Jibe has enough mana to use the Vac to Nature's Prophet, he can't TP out. He's relatively tanky with the power treads, but there's definitely kill potential from these two heroes on inside of the breach.
See if they do end up making a move. Right now, pretty quiet. As you still see Nisha over mid just farming up, and he's got the phase boots going into that early Falcon Blade.
Needs that mana sustain. You need some kind of a mana item. One thing I like about Nisha's Tusk is he goes into early Deso. Like, doesn't go for a BKB in most of the situations. Wants to be able to one-punch, delete one hero. Supreme making a rotation here. Mickey in a lot of trouble.
Yeah,
by a lot of trouble, I mean dead.
Vortex and dead. There it is. Supreme. Hoping to get that kill. TP's top. Thought maybe Nisha would try to stop that if he was quick enough on the snowball.
This is the second death of Mickey, so he's still not level 6. You definitely want to have that Breath of Nature as quickly as possible to get the damage going. Zai on bottom, putting some pressure on Phoenix. Probably going to force him to use dive.
Dives away. They also have Boxy coming in, who's still sitting level 3. He really hasn't been able to find much experience, but Mickey, he dies, comes back alive, TP's bottom, gets the kill on a Kadaro.
This is a
so
dead
gets
tower.
himself back on the board. Walrus Punch. Odeker needs to run. He throws out those wolves. Senya use that arrow to start, so that was on cooldown if they wanted to get something off the punch.
Radiant using a glyph, trying to stop the push on the bottom lane. They know tower's already dead. You have Dragonite and Nature's Prophet. Nature's Prophet has Wrath of Nature available.
Ooh, Odeker forced to use the shapeshift. And now Boxy on the run, but the Walrus Punch, the arrow, the Starstorm, they'll get the Phoenix. Ball lightning in, the Vortex on Anisha. They've also got Immersion nearby. Down goes Boxy. Nisha and Sania, now some help from Zai with a Dragon Tail hitting on a Supreme. Nisha, the Ion Shell, doing a lot of damage. Snowball hits the Ricky, now goes over to the Lycan. Nisha on the high ground.
Oh, another shard.
Does he survive? Oh my, gets the shards out, takes out Odeker, but Odeker gets revenge with his wolves and kills Nisha finally.
But that Arcane Rune doing the work. Is Nisha by any means related to Ice Frog or Chuck Norris himself? Because what he's been doing lately is straight up impressive. Like, there was a funny comment about him where he can get out of the Chronosphere. He stole Aegis 2 times so far in the DPC. He's been really on point.
Well, if he's related to Chuck Norris, it would make it a little bit more obvious that, you know, when he snowballs, he doesn't snowball on the Dota planet. The planet snowballs around him.
They caught Jibe.
Dragon Tail, Snowball coming through. Shards block his escape, and they will get the Walrus Punch and the right-click kill on Jibe. So, Liquid starting to find some momentum, and they've got themselves a 1K lead. And like you said, Nisha doing really well. He's sitting up at the top of net worth. Snowball in, Ball Lightning to the low ground. Shards block him from going up the steps mid.
Pretending
and
they're going on Storm, but they wanted to get Phoenix. Phoenix only level 4. I guess he's bringing the tome for himself. Yeah, he just got one. Still in the backpack.
Gotta read. Get that knowledge in there. Sentries will be cleaned up. They've got the Vortex. There's the Blink. On to this Tusk. He gets the Snowball off. We'll hold it as long as possible. Shards out, Walrus Punch, Ball Lightning in, Dragon Tail. At least there might be a trade. Immersion. He did end up using those 2 Blink Strikes to go in on Anisha initially, so that means he's stuck there, and that allows the trade.
Yeah, initially on Nisha. But these type of trades, Team Liquid, I think they're okay with that. Immersion has been really great to watch so far, whether we're talking about his games on Earth Spirit, Rubik, now with Ricky being very active early on, doesn't have much gold saved up, so that's going to be one of the issues, only sitting at 100 gold in this game.
He's got just as much gold as his position 5, where you could see the difference between Immersion and, say, now this Mirana, where there's a big split between those position 4s, and you really... He's going to hit that 15-minute mark and not be close to the shard at all.
This is something that Snaking started. Mirana 5 that takes a lot of farm. You'll get Arcane Boots. And as you said, she has more farm than Nyx, Ricky, and Phoenix. Nisha going only on the illusion so far.
Bottling up that double damage, though. Kadaro finally level 6, so Supernova available to the side of Into the Breach. There's Nisha waiting in the trees, and Zai just putting the pressure on the tier 1 tower over mid. They've got the Vendetta, that'll be the arrow follow-up. Starstorm with the shards, they'll get the kill. There's the Vortex, but the Spike Carapace means Supreme can't pull him in.
Quick in and out from Team Liquid.
Odeker also shapeshifted.
This is the second shapeshift that they are not getting too much out of it. Still gonna hit really good timing on that Helm of the Overlord. 13 minutes into the game. They don't really have that hero to deal with it. They can stun him with the Dragon Knight, but still, they want to focus the hero first, of course. Supreme's bottle gonna get refilled one more time.
Zai's about to have his Blink Dagger. The Courier's coming through. So, gotta be careful if you are Supreme. Meanwhile, Walrus Punch on the backline. They get Kadaro. That means no Supernova for Into the Breach. Good shards blocking Immersion. Ball Lightning looking for Nisha. Is this really where you want to be? Supreme throwing some right clicks out, but Nisha's looking for a high 5. Doesn't really think that Supreme can kill him. And he's right.
Insania in this game has a lot of heroes to play with. You can Snowball to set things up. Now that Zai picked up a Blink Dagger, Nyx Assassin as well, even Sprout against heroes who don't have Quelling Blade, it's going to be super effective. Zai.
Blink. Dragon Tail silence the arrow. It lands. The Starstorm Supreme is dead pretty quickly as Mickey is on the killing spree. Immersion trying to help out, but can't do enough as that arrow comes in from a distance.
Kizaru might die again. Zai does have a Blink Dagger.
Blink Dragon Tail once more, back into the Elder Dragon form for Zai. And Kizaru,
He slowed him down,
click.
but Insania was not affected by those Fiery Spirits. He also planted an Observer Ward to see things that's going to come from the ramp. This is going to be another tower, and they're drawing on a minimap. Like, they want to take out this tower where Boxy was sitting for a very long time. Level 8 Nyx Assassin. He's super high leveled.
Yisha Snowball, and they've got the Walrus Punch. Arrow, they commit the wall, and that means the arrow's going to land. He's got nowhere to go, and, well, he's dead for 30. Vortex, is this where you want to go for? Zai is so tanky. Kizaru, Icarus dive all the way back. Supernova, Vortex doesn't have an egg, so it's not going to lock up all those heroes. Kidaru's egg pops, the illusion, as well as the damage in for the Lycan, as well as Immersion. They get the kill to Insania. Boxy trying to TP out and gets
he
away.
actually got out. Lands a stun, used the Carapace, and TP's out. He's been doing a trick with the Tranquil Boots, I noticed on Boxy. He just got hit, so can't use it anymore, but for almost full 15 minutes, he's been disassembling his Tranquil Boots to get the most value from it.
Seems like it's an easy process for him to disassemble, assemble like that. For me, I'd freak out.
15-minute mark, Ricky very close to his shard. This is going to be a big one, especially against Nyx Assassin, who uses Carapace. It's going to be, like, they don't have that setup, but it's going to be annoying, maybe for a Storm Spirit, who's going into BKB. I guess he thinks that he needs to protect himself, but there's a bunch of stuns that they can chain and kill him from 100 to 0.
So they throw a sentry down because the scan landed on the edge. Thinking that maybe the Ricky was moving forward. And they were right, it was just after they backed up over to their side of the river. Gleipnir finished for the Nature's Prophet, who also has the Maelstrom, so control coming out aplenty here for Liquid.
It's a good way to stop Lycan and his units. Great against the wall, especially Storm Spirit pre-BKB. Ricky can't use his ability when he's rooted. So great pickup. We've seen different builds on Nature's Prophet, from Witchblade to Hand of Midas. This one comes online super fast, and now going into BKB next.
Smoke up and going into the Radiant side of the jungle, or at least looking at it initially. They're going to go over, but all 5 heroes on into the breach are up towards top. Okay, just farming away. He can be there in a heartbeat with teleportation. He's also got Wrath of Nature when these fights don't take place next to him. So Liquid really have this availability to just fight as 4 and, you know, then have Mickey kind of join in as they initiate.
You never know where they are. If they're staying off map, Nature's Prophet, Nyx Assassin with Vendetta, they can easily show up with 3 heroes from Fog, Dragon Knight with the Blink Dagger. Zai so far having a perfect game. Into the breach. They will try to force a Roche fight.
Gets spotted their attempt pretty quickly. Oh, the arrow lands onto the Storm, but no follow-up. They've got the sweep onto the Nyx Assassin. Smokescreen down. Ball lightning over. Walrus Punch, though, gets Kizaru. That means no Supernova again. They get the kill in a Boxy. They'll buy back on the Phoenix. Gleipnir doesn't really do enough. They're under the Shroud of Moonlight Shadow. The buyback being used by Phoenix. Now they've got that extra pop in the Supernova, but will it be enough?
This is like Dota anime. Look at this. Zai
looks just like the Season 2.
Red Dragon against the Black Dragon. So this is the time where Into the Breach feels relatively strong with their Helm of the Overlord creep, Shapeshift. Ricky, we see the power of it against Nyx Assassin. Dart into Cloud, he couldn't get the Carapace off. Now they found Mirana. Very close to Force Staff. This is going to be pretty good tool to disengage a fight. Zai, he feels unkillable. He's like, I have this Dragon Blood armor. They can't really touch me.
It didn't end up dying in lane. Got that Dragon Blood, and well, he's 1-0-8 right now. So Zai, like you said, pretty unkillable. Elder Dragon form back up in 35 seconds. Nobody ends up taking Roche there, and we'll see if maybe Liquid set up for a fight that leads to them getting Roche, especially if they can kill off Kizaru again. He bought back in that last fight, and that would put him really out of it for a long time.
Kizaru's not having an easy time. on this 5 Phoenix, playing into Nyx Assassin Carapace, a lot of stuns. Even Mirana has decent amount of attack speed that can bring down the egg.
Waitmere spots him, snowball lands, and they've also got the Walrus Punch. He'll vacuum 2 onto the cliff, but all the stun lands from the cliff, and they get the kill into this Darkseer anyway, and he's also got the Tumbler's Toy. Yeah.
Nature's Prophet can't TP out with his scroll.
So put us up here. We have a way out. It's okay. Still get the kill. Zai now has Elder Dragon form back up and available. Going into the BKB, almost has enough for the Mithril Hammer. So getting closer.
Once the BKBs are online, they're going to sync up pretty nicely. 3-core BKB timing on Liquid. Not enough damage to bring them down. Like, Lycan has some right clicks, but Nature's Prophet is very tanky. A lot of strength gain, holding on to Dragon Scale as well. They will have Force Staffs to try to buy some time, and they can stop the Lycan even with the Gleipnir that I mentioned.
Yeah, so we'll see how the next fights kind of turn out. As into the breach, they're grouping up.
BKB is done on Storm, so they want to get something done out of this. This type of a lineup relies on taking the Roche. So I'm not surprised that they are smoking right now, trying to get a fight. Nisha will pick up Invis. Pops the BKB immediately. He's too afraid of the dart into pull, maybe a fall, and not enough stuns. Oh, he hits Ricky.
Nisha's Invis now. He doesn't have a BKB, so he needs to be careful. While that's all going on, Mickey, he was looking at TP bottom for a second. He's pushing in that bottom tier 2 with the Treants. So attention for Into the Breach. They need to be careful with how much they show and want to be attentive towards this fight, because if they're not too careful, pressure's going to be put onto the tier 2 and they might just lose this tower while they're fighting or looking for a fight.
Very annoying. We are in this, not going to call it split push meta, but Broodmother, Nature's Prophet being very annoying as heroes. Like, you need someone to rotate, otherwise there's going to be damage done, and this is constant damage. Oh, they see Zai.
Yeah, Immersion kind of giving it away. They've got the Sleep Dart on Zai. These heroes, again, they're still just sitting here looking for an opening. While Mickey continues to farm, continues to look for those items, and pushing bottom, farming mid. He could be there in the heartbeat with the teleportation and the Wrath of Nature like we said before, so Into the Breach, they really have to figure out their timing. They were going to go on that Sleep Dart.
Out.
Yeah, he goes to the Shapeshift again, and that's after it missed.
Immersion missed, but Storm will be there for the Blink Strike. Now it's time to strike for Liquid. Nisha has a BKB available one more time.
Sleeping Dart on Azai. Again, not the hero you really want to go after. Supreme, he's waiting inside the Roche Pit. They've got their eyes. It's on a Kadaro. They'll land the Impale. Shards out. Nisha's got a kill. It's already onto the Phoenix. Balling away. Gleipnir hits Immersion. As Liquid, they're looking to go for Roche after this. And they'll get a kill into Immersion, and they're right by the pit, so in they go.
Let's see if Supreme wants to go for it. He found Insania.
Vortex, got him. Zai, ooh, TP, Supreme, he's away. This leaves Roche pretty open, though. I don't think they have anybody to go.
As you said, Kadaro did buy back in one of those fights, so now going to be dead for a very long time. Tag team, Blightstone, they have the tankiness, they have the damage. So this one belongs to, oh, Shibe thinking about it.
Vacuum wall. Couple of illusions. They'll try to farm those. Sleep on the TP of Mickey, so he's stuck here. Wolves, smoke screen. Not a lot of damage though, and he'll have to be walking through that wall again. The wall's annoying, but it doesn't do them anything as they get themselves the Aegis anyway on the side of Liquid.
Needed some kind of a follow-up. Hero's way too tanky. Also damage reduction from Breathe Fire. He also decided to go for that talent on level 10. So now it's a 60% damage reduction on Lycan, his Wolves. Even wall illusions. Boxy found Storm, but there is a sentry.
Yeah, Vortex in just leaving. We have talked about the lack of damage here for Into the Breach, so that Breathe Fire having that extra bit is very concerning. Mickey, he's also sitting low. They find themselves the Nyx again, and the rest of the team is coming over. It Don't land the stun. The Spike Carapace, though, stuns up Kadaro. They go to the Shapeshift once more. These Wolves hitting away at Boxy. Odeker's got a kill. Now looking over at Insania. The Shards don't block out Odeker, but they'll go to the Dust. Oh, Moonlight Shadow's not going to be enough.
Ooh,
so Insania falls. BKB
out.
Zai just TPs away.
Rest of the team was not there. Into the breach, finding 2 good kills on both supports. Underneath the vision, a lot of sentries. Can we see the amount of sentries that Into the Breach bought so far?
A lot in the jungle already. 3 sitting there.
This gem pickup will make things a lot easier for next assassin to play the game. See Ricky. Deso, very
there
close.
It is. Wow. Placed 23 and 7 for the Mirana. 21 and 8. What is that? That's 34 wards placed for in the breach. Wow. Between just those
You
two
need to
heroes.
have that. Like every single time there is a sentry in this type of a game, you need to place it. You might save your core. Jibe bottom. Thinking about it, but
Scan hits.
Scan. They know exactly where he is. Someone is there. They know it's Jibe because they just saw Iron Shell. Cliff already popped. 3 BKBs.
Wrath of Nature
Are
bouncing
available.
around.
1 on Zai, still on cooldown for 20 seconds, but Aegis for 2.5 minutes. Mickey going into AC next, 16,000 net worth on him. He wants to tank up. He understands where the damage is coming from. Lycan, his units. So this is why Lycan's trying to do the same thing. He actually finished his AC, going into Bash next. Oathtaker's keeping up with the farm of Nature's Prophet, which is pretty impressive.
Yeah, I was just about to say the same thing. You know, we've seen heroes like Nature's Prophet and Lina that kind of get out and ahead and never get caught. But right now, Lycan's doing a good job right there with them. It's impressive. Gleipnir, Sleeping Dart. And the dreams of getting the kill there are not existent for Mickey, but Zai, Breathe Fire, will get the kill instead. Walrus Punch, Kadaro, Icarus dive into a Supernova, Arrow, Nisha dead to Odeker. They'll blow up this Supernova, and now they've got the Gleipnir on a Supreme. They're looking for this Lycan as Boxy, oh boy, misses the stun, ends up going down. Vacuum wall on a 3, but can they get anything more? Odeker's still in the shapeshift, looking for Insania.
Insania's out of leap charges.
He's out of leaps and out of life. Triple kill for the Lycan as Mickey's forced to pop the BKB. It's a good fight at the end of the day for Into the Breach, as they are pulling back on this net worth lead from Liquid.
It was up to 7k Into the Breach. They are like getting some massive damage output from Lycan and his Wolves. Now has a Basher, so can control the units with the BKB. Going into Nullifier next. It looked promising for Team Liquid, but Nisha tries to TP out. Storm catches the arrow immediately. Nicely done by Insania. Those eggs are not going off in a fight. I didn't see eggs so far that didn't go off. Boxy, unfortunately for him, Ghost Scepter on cooldown. Force Staff already used, and the Jibe with the 3-man vac wall. Otaker about to clean them up.
He's on the cusp of being able to do the damage to do so on everyone. But, you know, those Supernovas from Kadaro, they're just
a bait, pretty much.
It almost feels like that, and like maybe they're, I mean, I'll give the benefit of the doubt. Maybe they're not really meant to go off. They're just soaking attention. And like you said, it's a bit of a bait, but the position on those Supernovas could be better, right?
Yeah, for sure. It's only level 1 Supernova, 27 minutes into the game, so maybe if he has another one, extra 2 attacks, could make a difference, especially when you see Lycan running at you. And he built 2 raid bands on Phoenix. He does not want to die to right clicks from Nature's Prophet, and mostly Tusk with Deso.
He's trying to get a gem for his team now, Immersion. Meanwhile, Shard is really all you need on Ricky. But he's going for the Force Staff. He's got some gold saved up.
He plays an Observer Ward, sees where Team Liquid is.
Headband for Liquid. So, Sweeping Dart, now Ball Lightning with the smoke screen. Again, the silences. It's a combo that's working so far, but well, they've got the Guardian Greaves to heal up Supreme, the vacuum back on a Boxy. He'll try to TP, the Snowball comes through and hits 3! He stops the TP, Boxy ends up dead, Supreme gets a double kill. Oh, okay.
Stop the TP so he can use the Carapace. Thought the rest of the team is going to be there, but at least they didn't lose the gem. One still on Tusk. they're kind of lacking, I'm not going to say lacking the damage because Nature's Prophet's massive. He's about to finish off AC, has that full Gleipnir BKB. This is a big talent. The level 20 talent picked up by Nature's Prophet, so he can leash Storm Spirit, leash Ricky.
Right.
It goes through BKB. I'm not sure why it works through BKB. It just does.
Well, just make the talent way stronger. Why not? Well, who cares? Just get the you know, Pierce's magic immunity on there. It's level 20. It should be strong, right? Definitely that strong.
This seems more like a 25 talent than 20.
Seems like an axe. Shards come through, forcing out the supernova, but with the vortex,
this egg's gonna go
this
off.
Egg's actually gonna pop. Pop. They get the egg to go off, and they get the life of Zai.
This is the first death of Zai in a 30-minute game. Now with the egg going off, the network lead starts to decrease. Yeah, Team Liquid lost their momentum a little bit. Is that a full nullifier on Otaker? It is. So 4 staffs, Ghost Scepter. He can decide to go on Nyx Assassin, kill him with the units. No 4 staffs going to be available. No Ghost Scepter. Still doesn't have a BKB for himself. Going into Hex next.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
What do Liquid do? Because I'll be honest, they have a net worth lead, but I think the control of the game is here for Into the Breach.
Radiant's bottom
They will have a
tower is
big
under
combo
attack.
soon. This is
Dire's middle
Aghanim
tower
Scepter
is
on
under
Storm.
attack.
So pull, vacuum into pull. Maybe just a Sun Ray. Ooh, dodges that sleeping dart. You can feel that Team Liquid is respecting more Into the Breach. Next Roshan could spawn in 15 seconds. And Dota Plus also thinks that even though with this 4K gold deficit, they're still the favorites.
So I've been impressed thus far by Into the Breach. The lanes didn't exactly go completely according to plan, but I think Otaker and Supreme have really impressed me thus far.
It's not an easy Storm Spirit game playing into so many stuns. Carapace, Mana Burn from Nyx Assassin.
Speed of stuns. There's the blink,
Arrow.
there's the Dragon Tail, but
Does
they've
not
got
connect.
the BKB. Walrus Punch, he stays.
They lost the gem. You jinxed them, B-Cop.
You jinxed them. Vacuum into the wall. They're still trying to go on this. They bob back on the Storm. They're going to go after Kadaro. But with those Wraith Bands, got a little bit more survivability, but he doesn't have a Supernova for 3 more seconds. Over towards the top, the Vortex lands. It's on to Insania. They got the kill into both Immersion as well as Kadaro. They bob back on everybody. They're going to try and take this fight, even though they're losing numbers. They take out Zibe. Down goes the Darkseer. They've got the Walrus Punch into Immersion. There's the follow-up stun from Boxy.
Oh, these are 3 buybacks from Into the Breach, and they lost this fight. Roshan, 40 seconds. They're not going to have Ricky for 60. A bit of a mistake there from Supreme. Arrow did not land. He could have used a bigger zip, and yes, we see Mickey going to town with his damage fully unlocked. Silver Edge done, going into Satanic next. He's going to be a difficult nut to crack.
Yes, 6,200 damage done by the Nature's Prophet previously, and yeah, they're just going to leave a gem in the pit.
They have 1 gem already.
So they'll take the tier 2 mid, and then oh, wow, they really just 7,000 net worth back towards Liquid after what was a 55-45. So now look at the update, 61-39. What a jump in percentages.
Zai pinging out that gem. Yeah, big increase for Team Liquid. They're not gonna force this Roche fight, even though they have some insane amount of damage. Tag team, Deso. Nature's Prophet coming in with the AC. Radiant. Using a scan, they need to make a move, and it's going to be a smoke. There is an Observer Ward sitting in the river.
So just hoping to get there. Get this Roche potentially, or maybe take a fight. This feels like this fight could really decide the game for Into the Breach if they lose it. Moonlight Shadow, Blink, Dragon Tail immediately onto the Ricky. They've got the Gleipnir that lands onto 2, the vacuum wall onto 2 heroes, but it's not going to be enough with the BKB being popped by Mickey. The Supernova, is it going to get off? No, it pops. It goes and gets scrambled. They get the kill into Immersion. They've got Kadaro. They also took out Otaker earlier. Zibe falls. 4 heroes dead on the side of Into the Breach. Supreme picks up a gem. That's a little bit of a bait.
Risky move. Oh no, he's out of mana. He's gonna sprout him.
Here. BKB, Sprout.
No mana, 100 mana, does have a TP. He dropped the gem.
Hey, he's trying to get them to go for the gem instead of his life, but they get the kill on a Supreme. It'll be a full team wipe for Liquid. And from what was just 4K, what, 2 minutes ago?
Now it's
15,000.
Yeah, that initiation.
Oh, they got the gem.
And the Gleipnir dealing well with the illusions. Like, two supports don't have much. At one point, it looked like a good egg, but Zai and Insania, with the leap charges, decided to go for it. Now you have Shard picked up on Nature's Prophet, it seems. It's going to get
Hurts
that.
the old growth.
It's a good way of slowing people down. It's not that much damage, especially if you're not fighting around the trees, but it scouts where people are, so that's pretty nice.
So
Level 24 on Mickey.
and 30,000 net worth.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
He's so far ahead. Odeker's only level 18. How do you deal with this?
Last couple of fights were not going into the Breach's favor. What is he? He's trying to farm a BKB right now for himself. Had the different items, had Hex, was thinking about getting a Swift Blink on Lycan. Problem is, Phoenix, like both supports are so underfarmed on Into the Breach. Phoenix, he doesn't have an item. No Shard, no nothing, 2 raid bans.
Oh.
Ricky, just a sleeping dart for now.
Yeah, both supports really don't have much on Into the Breach, and you can see how much the Liquid supports have. 9,000 gold for the Mirana. I mean, whew.
Those 5 Mirana players, very greedy. Going into raid pack next. Gonna take out a lot of damage. Physical damage from Lycan.
Oh, Odeker. Nisha body blocking him. Walrus Punch, Dragon Tail, Wrath of Nature, and a kill. Odeker spotted by this Tusk and then body blocked and killed. So put another one on the board for Zai.
Mickey just hit level 25 from that kill, so having no TP cooldown, he can be anywhere on the map. We can see
Spike
them
Carapace?
TPing bottom.
Is under attack.
And the Impale.
Zai, he's trying to find someone.
Just farm up these creeps while the rest of the team is over mid, and Mickey's going to join them. Zai will walk over. So looking like a high ground push for Liquid.
No buyback on Lycan for 30 seconds. Mickey dodging those Fire Spirits. Holding the Aegis for almost full 3 minutes.
How do you deal? Just Nature's Prophet.
Look at Nisha getting in, getting that Deso applied to a tower, then running back immediately. Boxy goes in.
Thinking that Ricky was there.
Yeah, he might find a Ricky.
Blink over, Walrus Punch, he'll find him ball lightning, but the BKB is there. They've got the wall down, but they don't have a follow-up to get any of these heroes into it except for Mickey, who is standing there at the moment. Full set of racks, easily done and easily handled for Liquid, and Mickey TP's bot, even though he was like right there. They'll go for the tier 3 bottom and start to put this damage on. Into the Breach are looking for an opening, and that might be it. Blink with a Impale attempt, but the Nullfire gets bounced back. Boxy low, Sprouts there. Arrow lands on Odeker. Supreme, he'll fall, so will Odeker.
This is the second time that he landed an arrow that changed.
Ooh,
yeah, an
Supernova. It's
Mickey just got a TP, that's game.
Yeah, they're going to get a kill here onto the Darkseer 2. They'll call GG. Liquid, it took them a little while to break through, but once they did, they were not being stopped, and they take game 1.
Liquid looked really strong in the laning stage. Those first couple of rotations, the way they set up their draft with this unkillable Dragonite for full 30 minutes that could move around the map, having